Sydney's out getting our first mud cut in for the year, which is always fun because you hit things. Plus it's still pretty rough out here. I haven't smoothed anything. I've been doing paperwork and stuff all morning. It's 70 degrees today. What I really need to be doing instead of office work is paperwork. I need to get out here and work on my septic tank area. I did talk to a guy about coming out here and jackhammering up this rock since my method wasn't working too well. But he also mentioned just going down and renting a machine may be just as expensive as using him. So if I get some time, I may do that. So I've been working to get some of these rocks out. Went ahead and dug back the hole, but I'm gonna have to get the breaker to break some of these out. You can see this one starts there, comes down, around, back, and I couldn't even budge. I was trying to get underneath it, but couldn't touch it. So what I get, as you can see really well here, is these different layers. So there's a rock, there's a rock, there's a rock. There's one, these different layers. Once I get that top layer broken up, then I start getting into these big monster ones that I can't get. There's another one right here. So got to the point where I gotta rent the breaker. I had a guy gonna come out here and do it, but I haven't heard anything from him. And we got quite a bit of rain in the forecast this week, so he may not make it out. So I may go rent it and see how far I can get. But as you can see on that side, I'm only down 2 feet if I'm lucky. And I've got to go down probably 6. So I don't know, it's gonna suck. I knew it would. My tooth looks like it's from Arkansas. Not my tooth, my bucket. Sorry, that's a Kansas joke about people from Arkansas. There you go. So I've lost my outside teeth. My middle tooth just broke off, and that one's all whopper jawed. So Barry's got to run into town. He's gonna pick me up some bolts so I can try and get it back together.
But seriously, Arkansas is beautiful. We love Arkansas.
Now we go to Arkansas all the time. It's a beautiful state. We love camping down there.
Yes.
So the Ozarks are very, very pretty.
Beautiful.
Well, it's definitely slow going. I've been at this for probably 2 hours, 2.5 hours. And I've gotten down maybe, I don't know, a foot. Maybe a little deeper in some spots. But so when I put in the ground rod over there, I had to get through some rock. I found a void where like the ground just opened up like, 1,000 years ago, or I guess it'd be 10,000 years ago, when all this was exposed. There was like a little creek running through it. And I found another one coming right through here, and there's a void over there too. So what I'm trying to do is use those voids to chip off the rock into those voids. can see from up here from my seat that I can't see a dang tick on me. Not even down in the dirt crawling up on me. As you can see, I can't really see down there when I'm sitting back inside here like this. Makes it a little difficult. I think I may have finally gotten down to the depth that I need to be. Way down here. Oh yeah. So that's above my head and I'm 5'9", 5'10", so you're down at least 6 feet. Probably 6 feet.
Go back down the hole.
Sure you're recording now?
I am recording. We just did like, I don't know how many minutes, and it was hilarious, and Tim was dancing, and then my phone just like went to home screen because I wasn't recording.
I would jump on my knees first.
I wouldn't jump. Actually, I would have if I were 12. And that's probably why our knees hurt, right? From jumping off of things when we were little. So this is a swimming pool that Tim's putting in.
There's our water.
There's our water. And then after he's done with the swimming pool, he'll work on septic, right? Just kidding. Not a swimming pool.
We'll just keep pooping in the woods.
This is why we didn't do a basement. How tall is that? You can't really tell in the video.
It's about 6 feet.
Yeah.
The rock there is about probably 42 inches or so.
Yeah. It's a lot. And then this is the piles of rocks.
The dogs have been no help. They
No.
didn't lift a single rock.
No, look at her. Look at her. Just lazy bum. That's how big they are with my lovely house slippers. Look how big those rocks are. Oh, you can't see the sunset. You about ready to eat? You about done? It's 8 o'clock. How late are you working? Huh?
Are you ready?
Not yet.
I'm going to break up a little more of this and I'll come in.
Okay, sounds good.
It is not too early in the morning, 7:30 or so, but I've got one more day with that break. So I've got to get this the rest of the way done. We are not even halfway yet. So yesterday I got it back to the house probably around, oh boy, I don't know what time I got here, 11 or so. I probably started working on it at noon. I worked until 8 o'clock and I got probably about 12 feet maybe. So some of this is broken up, but this rock through here is really hard. I'm having a hard time getting it broken loose. But I've got to go all the way down to this flag here. So I go all the way to here. Got that far to go, so more than halfway. So I'll probably be on this clear until 8 o'clock tonight. So get a good 12 hours in. Hopefully we can get it done. Hop on here and start making some noise and probably wake everyone up, but gotta do what you gotta do, right? Well, our teeth kept breaking off yesterday, so we went and got some bolts, and keep breaking them off. This rock's pretty tough stuff. So I bought 6, and I'm down to 1 left after I installed this last tooth. That one's already loosening up. This back one's probably going to break next on there. I think I beat my time at 7 o'clock, and I believe I am done. Looks fairly straight anyways. But here's my massive pile of rocks I pulled up out of there. Some of them, some areas weren't too bad. Some areas it would take forever to get through. And I finished just before the storms too. So got storms brewing up all over the place. Luckily, they've all gone around us so far, most of them to the east of us. I got a couple sprinkles here and there. But right there and there, it's like a horseshoe. It came around and went back in. Just took hours to get through that. Try and break that apart. It's a little bit more right there. That lighter colored stuff is what seemed to be really, really tough to get through. But it's all good to go now. So I had to go through anywhere from probably close to 4 foot of rock over there. And I think probably here is around 3 foot. But most of it was between 3 and 4 foot of pretty much solid rock to get through. So it took me, well, that'd be 11 hours today and 8 hours yesterday. So we'll just say 20 hours altogether. But it's done. So there's a shelf down there. So once I got below this solid layer, then there was a layer that was only about 3 to 4 inches thick. And once that layer popped off, there was just this smooth layer underneath it. Looked kind of like a shale color, kind of a grayish color. And that was just, I mean, you can tell with the water. I used the water as a gauge, so as I dug this way, the water would fill into where I dug at, and that way I knew if I dug deep enough, because, you know, water self-levels itself. So right here I can say, if anything, I may be a little bit high right there, but that's in that same layer. That could be dirt that just fell off the wall. But this will get probably a good 6 inches at least of a nice soft bed in there for those septic tanks over there to sit on top of. And then it'll get surrounded by, that's why it's so wide, it'll get surrounded by clean dirt. That way none of these rocks be poking through the sides of it, causing damage. But, I mean, really with all this rock around it, that's not going to move anytime soon. That really creates a pretty secure area for it. The Infiltrator is the septic tanks that I got, and they're known for being a lot stronger. You can go to Home Depot and buy a cheap plastic one, but I've heard a lot of horror stories about them breaking. I have yet to hear about one of the Infiltrators breaking on them if they're properly installed. So with all the rock around it, I would say that's going to keep anything from ever pushing into it. And this rock is solid. It's not like it's loose rock or anything. So get all cleaned up, and it's supposed to rain tonight and rain tomorrow. So get things tied up in here. So I've got to run my pipe out I got to get my bed in here and get it nice and leveled. I've got to put my tanks in, get them all connected and set up. And then I believe at that point I've got to call the county before I backfill so they can come do their inspection. If not, I'll go ahead and start filling her up. And then luckily over here is high enough, the ground slopes down this way. And if we build out that 12-foot covered porch area and dining room area off this wall, it'll come out to about right here. The tanks will sit way out here, 20 foot off the house. So it'll be 8 foot between the edge of the covered patio area and where the tanks are going to be out here. And that's going to raise the ground level up even more as we backfill up against the house and grade it down. But because the rock is down so far in that corner, which is great because I can run my pipe straight out to my D box, which is my distribution box, and then my lateral lines will run out that way. So glad I got it all done. I was a little concerned when I first started it was going to take way too long because that first day, 8 hours I got from here to about here. Luckily this part in the center really, besides this horseshoe like thick line, there were some big chunks that really fell apart nicely. So luckily that happened. If it was all that hard stuff, it would have taken me easily another day, if not at least another day. But I'm gonna go get the equipment put back in the barn before the rain gets here and go get me some dinner. About people from Arkansas. There you go.